It is not social gratification. It is law. Make sure that every Nigerian is counted and counted properly so you know who you're dealing with. That is sitting on government. 3, you should understand who are the big problems or where we have the issues or the root causes of our challenges. And you begin to see how about this and the Southern Hospital. What has stopped government from coming down to ask them, are we going in the right direction? How can we see? What can we do? How can we talk to our people? How can you influence your people to know that this is wrong? And this is against Islamic rules and Islamic blah, 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 being deceived by people who are taking advantage of the society. You keep engaging them while you are trying to, institutionalize some of those environments where people can actually do things and it is open, free, and fair. If we had a free and fair election, who told you that it's somebody from the north that will vote and it will be counted and he will win?
So my
who told you that the 7 wait now? Who told you that the 7 million people wait now?
When I suggest that the Sultan should handle the idea of re-educating their people.
No. You
what,
said
what is wrong if we involve them? What is wrong if we
involve
them?
No.
What is wrong if we involve this institution that control the mindset and the culture of the people? What is wrong?
Charlie, I think
it starts from who? Charlie. Who does it start from?
Charlie P.
It starts from who?
I think we are misunderstanding.
It starts from who?
We are misunderstanding Dr. Krog, because I think his stand is that let's all die. Let's leave APC. He's supporting APC to finish killing Nigeria. But I think the question to him should have been, to what end? Is there any end to, okay, this is, to this extent that they will kill Nigeria, and then he will now say, okay, it's enough. Because he said he's supporting, he knows what APC is doing is horrible, it's bad. He's supporting them.
No, my point is not APC. No, it's not. The APC is not the cause of our insecurity. We have a structural problem. This is my point. Don't misinterpret my word. We have a structural. We have a structural. Wait. We have a structural foundational problem, and I want to address it from even after APC is gone, even before APC was here, insecurity was already here. You don't know what we went through in Jos. I have to flee with my family in 1999 to leave Jos before APC was born. This country was already, insecurity was already brewing on the ground. And I'm telling you that you're looking at the wrong place. We have a structural foundational issue that breeds extremism and terrorism in this country that we need to look into it, how we can fix it, how we need to engage our religious institutions. So stop being misinterpreting my word.
No.
Dr. Krog, who is in charge of structural? Who's in charge of? Who's in charge of structural refurbishment?
I'm in a more better place now. So yeah. Based on so much of the conversation that I've been listening, at 10 over 10 has been dropped. Let him go. You ask the question. I'm not sure that question got answered. 10 over 10, you go. Charlie P. I'm not sure you're giving your own feedback. And then we have Kenny. And then we could do Engineer OJ. You were here previously. And then we'll do Chinon. So yeah, in that order. So 10 over 10, Charlie P, Kenny, and Chinon. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Good morning to you. Good morning, Agu. And Charlie P, I see you. I greet you. Interesting conversation. I've been listening. You see, I requested the mic when Dr. Krog started speaking. Not like I was triggered, to be honest, but you see, I keep seeing this hypocrisy whenever I listen to Dr. Krog. Hypocrisy from whatever he says. And Charlie P, my brother, let me quickly reference the space I and yourself hosted, I think 2 days ago or so. If you remember, Dr. Krog was there, right? And prior to that space, this is not me referencing past spaces, but trying to reconcile what I've heard from Dr. Krog and what I'm hearing now. Not like they are different, but I still see this hypocrisy and selfishness and, his parochial reasons why he's doing what he's doing.
10
right?
10 over 10. Do you
Hold on
think
a second.
Arewa want the insecurity to end?
Hold on a second.
Do you think
I did not interrupt you.
want insecurity to
Don't
end?
interrupt.
No, I'm asking you a question.
Don't interrupt.
So that you answer.
Can you please?
Do you want them? Do you think they want?
It's not. Let's not interrupt him. 10 over 10. Reset your time. Apologies, Dr. Crow. Please don't interrupt him. If you need to ask a question in between, you can come in and ask his permission. Okay. If he doesn't want you to interrupt him, then that's fine. You know, go and interrupt CG Musa. I think that's the person you need to go and interrupt.
Yeah. Thank you, Emia. Thanks a lot for coming in. You see, prior to that space, I listened to Dr. Croc. I've listened to him many times. And when I saw him on my space, it was an opportunity for me to get clarifications from Dr. Croc. Probably I misunderstood him in those spaces, right? And to be honest, Dr. Croc, I swear down, the notes, because I wanted to be sure the angle this guy had been coming from. And I made note of his responses. I have that note here. I will snap him. Actually, please send to you what he told us. Now, let me, guys, if you are listening, when I asked Dr. Croc the question I asked him about insecurity and why he's supporting this administration, he mentioned 4 things. And I will put Dr. Croc back. And after quoting him, I will tell you this again, Dr. Croc. You have a personal hatred and a personal anger for a particular group of people. And it's not nice. Now, when I asked him the question on why he's supporting this government despite the level of insecurity, which was the main reason I hosted that space, he told me, number one, listen, guys, he eulogized this government for appointing their son, CG Musa, as the minister, defense minister. If I did lie, okay, I can see you giving 100. That's one.
Yes, I did hear the support.
Yeah. Guess the second reason. Dr. Croc told me, I'm not quoting him on what he told somebody else. I'm saying what he told me 10 over 10. He told me that he's supporting this administration because they appoint now. I began to wonder how one of their sons is CJ Musa.
The doctor.
Listen.
No,
Just
imagine underdogs.
Calm down.
What they will be doing.
See, it will baffle you guys the reasons this doctor gave me. The second one, he said, this government appointed one of their sons as the INEC chairman in the person of Abu Peter. Second reason he gave 10 over 10 for why he's supporting this government. He gave me the third reason that this government opened a science university or something in Kaduna that was abandoned previously by El-Rufai, blah, blah, blah. The third reason. And you guess the fourth reason I found very, very uncomfortable with Dr. Croc. And since then, I began to take him, like, whatever he says, I'm like, oh, just trash this thing. He said, the fourth one, I've quoted him on the 3. What for what? The fourth one, he said, this government is helping him deal with Arewa people. Dr. Croc, if I'm lying, you can unmute. You're not unmuting right now. When I'm done, you can rebuke what I've said. These 4 reasons, CG Musa, INEC chairman, helping them build science university in Kaduna that was abandoned for whatever reasons or closed for whatever reasons by El-Rufai.
Southern Kaduna.
Southern Kaduna, thank you. And then helping Dr. Croc deal with Arewa people. And my question was, so these 4 reasons, so where then is your state? And how many people have you lost in your own state? So you see, and that's the only reason. You see, what I've just said is I've been enjoying, I'm working actually, and I'm enjoying the conversation until he inserted himself in this conversation to make it look like he's triggering people. And Dr. Croc, let me tell you what I told you, what somebody to do in my space. You need to actually do self-reflection of you as a person and the character you represent.
The guy knows you get people.
You get your people. You murder your people, you seek people to say because they appointed 1 person or 2 people that you don't that even if they loot 10 billion, 100 naira of that 10 billion will not even get to the next of kin you have. You understand? Very, 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 like very, very foolish and stupid. Sorry for the choice of words I've just used. I think it was on my space I started following you on this your rhetoric, and it's not healthy. You talk about how you support this administration, and I wait to listen to you make sense of the reasons. All I listen to, all I hear is pure hatred, pure anger.
And
It's a group
he
of
wants to
people.
support Tinubu to
You
see the
understand?
rest of
And
the
it's not
Nigeria
nice.
the way his people was
It's not
killed.
nice.
That's his reason.
That's just the reason.
Not blood, now just
So that's the reason. Thank you, Emia. I'm not holding the mic for too long. That's just what I requested the mic to clarify. It's not nice.
Even the ones they call doctor in themselves.
You are supporting
Them
the
saying,
rest of Nigeria just the way your people
Please,
were.
It was Charlie P was supposed to speak. So Charlie P speak, and then we can have Dr.
I mean, you would have allowed this doctor to defend himself. He just said let's see.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
this guy, not even one defense
Just a
for
moment. Just a moment. 10 over 10. See, you misquoted.
Dr. Croc, 2 minutes.
All right. 10 over 10. If to be honest, the question I was asked was why middle belt vote for this administration? And my response, I wasn't even answering for my personal self. I told you that I noticed that our people, I was giving you the full atmosphere right now in Middle Belt, in Nasra, Benue, Taraba. That initially when this government came, our people were scared of this Muslim ticket. There was this huge apprehension that 10 times what happened under Buhari was going to happen more. And I told you that Buhari didn't just told them to kill us. His spokesperson, Femi Adesina, you can type on journals, you see everything he said. He told our people that it is better to give up your land than to die. And our people were scared of this Muslims ticket. But when Jagaban came in, and I told you right now that I work with our people, I noticed that they are calm, that they are not scared of the Muslim ticket the way it came earlier. And I explained to you why they are not feeling that way anymore. That they have seen that Jagaban had made gesture that seemed friendly to the people by appointing CG Musa. We now have someone at the hem that can go and say, okay, look, he can speak. Because the guy, if they are killing these people, do you think he'll be quiet about it? He will go and say, he will talk. And I say, our people are now seeing that, okay, someone I know, Joshua Mopita, is now close to the power, is now an INEC person. That guy, that Joshua Mopita, grew up in Jos. He's a VC in the University of Jos. And he wrote a full book, a legal brief, explaining the genocide that is going on in the Middle Belt, in Taraba, Benue State. He wrote a legal brief. The Arewa people are happy with it. They said he should be sacked as INEC officer. And I told you that the reason why our people are less apprehensive is because we have seen gesture from this administration that for the 8 years of Buhari, we never saw any. We were completely ignored. And our people are less apprehensive of this administration. That was the point I was making you, but you're now quoting it on this platform, making it look as if I'm always supporting. I'm giving the general feelings of
the 2 times you spoke about insecurity on my safe space. On my safe space, what did you say?
Not even on
Just
my
a moment.
I listened to
Yes.
Guy, why you talk like
Just
say
a
I don't know
moment.
what's
Okay, fine. A moment. Just a moment.
It wasn't
Now,
only
this
on
is
my
the
space,
general-
on different spaces, my safe
Alright.
space and other space.
Fine. Hear me out. This now, I want you to understand what our people are thinking now. Aside the insecurity that is going on, we have seen that this government has been friendly to our people by the university that this week actually there was a video that was
right
trending.
now here on this space. You said you support this government even before he appointed
Just a
officer.
moment.
So,
Just a
yeah,
moment. Just a
I was
moment, please.
listening.
Just a moment. Wait, please. There was a video that was trending this week of a lady from the Polytechnic, Kaduna Polytechnic, that was asked to dress in a particular way. She was sent out of the gate. They were asked to stop. She was not the only one. Many of them were stopped in the gate. And in the video, you could see that she was dressed normally. That issue is coming online. There are people in Zaria University have been facing discrimination. They will apply to study medicine, they will give them biology. They will apply for courses, they will always push them out. So, and I thought that when Jagaban opened the University of Science in Kachia, that our people can now go, and then he didn't just open it, he now picked Professor Kubikirix, was sent out by Erufai, and gave him VC. In that school, in that university, nobody will tell you to go and dress or put Sharia law in that university in Southern Kaduna. Nobody will do that. And I told you that our people are watching this gesture and they are now less apprehensive to this government. And I'll repeat it again.
So the killing in Blue Belt, has it stopped? Or did it reduce?
No, it has not stopped.
Did it reduce?
No, it has not
Did
stopped.
it reduce?
No, it has not. No, it hasn't reduced. It hasn't reduced. You see, when I'm honest with these things, and if you ask me to rate Jagaban with security, and I rate him 0, I will never give him credit for what he has not done. But I'm also telling you on the other side that people are also seeing this gesture, that half cup is better than empty, and they are saying it.
What are you saying about
this?
Not for yourself. Right now, you said you supported him even before he appointed himself.
Yes.
So why are you?
Yes, even before the election, even before 2023 election, I supported. Yes, I did.
So you're just a moron then, because you said here that
is that the name of your father?
You said 0.
Moron is that the name of your father?
I'm not even trying to insult you. That is
moron. No, is that the name of your father? Is that the name of your father?
You should just know that what the business you begin just doesn't make sense. They have
it makes sense.
All these middle birds where they kill suppose that
even your own people are dying.
Even this all these middle birds was not catch this doctor.
So who will you replace? Who will you replace?
It was not catch you at least. It was not catch.
No, I'm asking you a question. Who will you replace?
Like, look, I wasn't able to like what you said was so it was just
then that I wasn't trying to insult you. I was asking you if it was the name of your father. That was what I was only insulting.
I mean, you said here that the guy and your people are the ones shouting Christian genocide, blah blah blah. Anyway, it's all good, man. No concern me like that.
Who will you replace? Who will you replace him with?
Is it wrong for Dr. Krok to say, I want Tinubu to kill the rest of Nigeria the way my people were killed in the past?
See, I'm having I'm having a speaker overload. So if you've spoken before, I'm not going to take you down. But if you like to take yourself down, if you're not speaking, I'm more than happy that you do so. The rest of you, I'd just like you to just raise up your hands. I'll just speak. Charlie P, have you spoken?
Yeah, okay. I did. No. It's my turn.
I think it's your turn. Yeah. I think Dexy wants to say. Arinze, yeah. So we'll do Charlie P, Kenny, and then Arinze, and then Charlie P. Oh, sorry. I am so sorry. So it's Charlie P, Kenny, Chinoso, Arinze. I will take it in that order, okay? Chinoso, I'm sorry. It wasn't that.
Yeah. Thank you. Good afternoon. Even Dr. Krok, he dragged me. Dr. Krok, while explaining all those things, I remember vividly, and not just to, I'm not just to fight you. I remember vividly. 10 over 10.
It's Charlie P. Wait.
Outside all the
Charlie. You see, what did I do for this paper? Like that.
I don't want your Islamophobia here. My bad. I just see in. You are not the guest speaker.
Yes, see, I came to support Dr.
You are not
here
that
because
special.
Oh,
you are not that special. You are not that special. After all, you said you're going to drink. Tinubu is going to win. I'm going to drink our tears with it. You understand? You are always complaining in my DM, complaining in my DM, trying to take part of my father's trust fund that he left for me. Please, relax. You are not the guest speaker here, except Charlie P wants to speak to you. Relax, please. I'll bring more speakers up.
There's no money in your trust fund again. You have finished the money now. They have finished the money. Those people are making noise on spaces. Charlie, carry on. Don't worry. I'll still speak. I'm here. I'm here.
Why did I don't come? I go tell say him go carry us go. No one go this afternoon. Yeah, as I was saying, so I can remember Dr. Croc. After you made all these analysis, Batena asked you, for you, why do you want this government? And you still double down and he said, is it because of that? Not about you can't speak for them. And let's not keep hiding that it's because of Buhari that came. I said no, Tinubu that came, all those things that you were talking about in Kaduna. Sani, Ubasani, the current governor, at least had issues with his predecessor because he wanted to get some things right. People are dying everywhere. Some states killings have escalated, and it has nothing to do with the federal government. It has nothing to do with who is currently in power. Because if it's better in your place, why is it not better in other places? So it is little or nothing. It is Obasani that came.
It has nothing to do with the government.
No. What I mean that it has nothing to do with the government. No. Listen to me. Get me right. It has nothing to do with the impact of these people trying to reduce or trying to make it, look that he's doing anything. Killings would have continued if they had a dumb person, as you call Rufai with his shenanigans in Kaduna. If they had somebody in his life again, what did the federal government they do, or what you claim that is the impact of the federal government is nothing. It's just that everybody is useless from the federal government for everybody who have put in. But Sani came in and started changing some things. And that's why people are looking at Kaduna as having some level of peace or what we are currently experiencing in Kaduna State. So please, I don't know where you're bringing in the federal government as a catalyst to stop some of this conversation or this happiness, this new love or this new, that you people are claiming to have in Southern Kaduna. And what I came here to tell you is to let you know that everything sits down on the federal government or the people who make rules. What we have done in our constitution, and I keep saying it, is allow people to bring their emotions, and the emotions are documented as laws to run a nation. I'm not saying people's ideas or concerns should not be considered. But when you, as a state, start capturing whatever every dictionary says, and things are changed, law should improve, law should be updated. But what we are seeing is people pounding, and like you said, the federal government is not them that is this insecurity. People are giving birth to 40 kids. People are marrying 100 wives. People are marrying under 8 kids, and the rest of them. We have a law. We have a law. And who is the custodian of that law? Who owns the law? Who makes the law? Who makes those policies?
The Senate.
It is them.
The Senate.
It is them. That's what I'm saying. It is them. But guess what, Dr. Croc? With this level of mindset you have, those are the crop of people who have in power, so things will never change. As long as they put my brother there, I'm fine. You talked about people voting religion. I don't care if everybody dies. As long as something is representing my religion, fine. Is it our reality? Yes. Can it start changing? Yes. And I talked about some low-hanging fruit the government should start putting in place. At least the ones who know they're impacted by religion, because that's what we hide under most times. It's a nation. The ones not impacted by religion.
What do you suggest, Charlie?
What I said, at least let them start telling us that they are working now. At least make some things right. At least you can go and vote, and your vote should
I'm talking about the Senate. What do you suggest they do?
The Senate.
How can they put this as law? How can they start voting moronic?
How can they start doing what?
How can they stop voting moronic people in the Senate that vote against child marriage? I don't know. How do you want me to phrase
why would you have somebody? Why would you have someone who was telling us? No. Why should we have somebody? Wait now. No. Why before you wait? Why you go ask? Why should we have somebody who was telling us openly in the National Assembly that his wife They were circumventing justice because he went for the church. Why do we have those kind of people there? Is it the kind of person that will make a law that will impact my life? Why do we have people in the Senate that people stood and said, oh, we want this level of transmission in our electoral process? And they just passed a gigantic law, and it was approved. Even when people there rose up and said no. Why do we have them?
Let me ask my question.
It comes back to what you said. No, it comes back to what you said. I voted him because he's my brother, or he's from my religion, or he's from my distance. And it starts. Are we going to get it overnight? No. We cannot wait till we are tired. It starts with orientation. It starts with consultations. It starts with that. Why would a country stand up and be marching on Israeli and the United States flag? What is it? There's a bomb blast in Borno today. Everywhere is quiet. Everywhere is quiet. Why should we have such kind of people?
Complain,
Why should we have such kind of people? Why should we have such kind of people that they are kidnapping our bars? They are kidnapping our bars and they're making farms. Wait now, listen now. Wait
if
now.
they should go and protest the way they did against Iran, against the killing of Iran leader, did you see them going out to after the bomb blast in Maiduguri? Do you see them going out to protest the way they did when they rallied? Do you think they want this insecurity to stop? That's the question I'm asking you.
So who does not want it to stop? That at least we have the
why are they crying? Why are they crying? Why are they pressuring the government?
Wait now, listen now, Dr. Krok. We have
why are they calling them siblings and brothers?
Waiting now, allow me to learn now, Dr. Krok. We had a terrorist negotiator who told you on national television, not white, that the federal government knows contracts these people and they communicate with them every day. You saw a podcast between Peter Randy and waiting them Saka this thing. And they said, oh, they did it because they don't want what? Bloodshed and everything. Sometimes it's this thing. You saw the body language of your NSA. You saw the body language. And who brought in the NSA into power? So that means Tinubu does not want his security.
No, the entire region, the people, they are not protesting, they are not crying, they are not coming out on the
street. No, leave the region. No. It's not about the region. It's not about the region. It's about the country. The region is affecting me. It's affecting you. It's affecting everybody in the nation. So it's not about your bloody region. This security is not only in the northeast or in the northwest. It is everywhere in the country. So it's not about you. If your region can wake up and tell us, let us let it be happening there, then maybe we can start having some conversation. It's not about you. Who brought in the NSA? Who is choosing the Minister of Defense, I mean the Chief of Defense? Who is dominating them and giving them to the Senate?
Fair point.
Is it not the president? So what are we saying? If what's his name? What's his name? What's the name of this policeman now? Ribadu.
Okay.
He doesn't want. No, Ribadu. If Ribadu doesn't want it to stop, how many the president do not want it to stop? It's just what it is. That's what I'm saying. If Gumi can come out on national television to tell you that they all know them one by one, they know when they strike and everything. Gumi told us that the government is aware. He didn't say the past government. He said the government, which implies the current government is aware of this. That's what he said 2 weeks ago. So what are we having a thing?
I think why they ask question for you.
We brought in
ask question for you.
He's going to ask.
Why are you running away? Why are you running away from my question? Why are you running away?
I'm not running away. I'm not running away, Whitebird.
Why are you interrupting him, Whitebird?
I mean, I don't know why you're treating that. If I owe you money, come and tell me. I have seen you people cry marginalization. How the airport people not come to Lagos? If one president come and gives you port now tomorrow morning, and you come here and tell me that port means a lot to you, or it's because the president gave you port, this is why you're supporting the president. But for me, Lagos, your port does not mean anything to me. I have 4 ports sitting out here. They are not even using. Some are even useless there. Is it going to be right for me to come and gaslight you on a space Hey, second, let me finish my question. Would it be right for me
Yeah, wait,
Let me
allow him
finish.
You go understand the question, because if you don't reason, thank you very much. You know, come for here now. The person gets
allow him to finish. Yeah.
Thank you. Like I said, and I people on the street, I think that's not good a reason for you to support the president because he gave you a pot. What do you say? Because that's exactly what we're doing to Dr. Cross. Dr. Cross' problem is the university, and he has been given a university. He has a right to support the president based on the university. Secondly, we in this space where an intellectual person can come to intellectual.
Why did they think from this man?
No, allow him.
Why you never want to?
We this space again where is second and intellectual. A well-known writer,
allow him.
Came on national TV and told us this because it's evil. I did not melt down for people. But when somebody has this opinion, you will have this melt down.
I don't think we pivoted to Mr. People, please. I think let's keep him away from this. Has nothing to do with, these BRT boys, talking about pots, BRT boys. That's all you are. I'm more interested in BRT. Okay, please. Let's keep Mr. Pitobi out of this. Thank you.
Stop marginalizing.
I mean, my fellow obedient. Thank you so much. Because people should stop involving obedience.
I mean, stop marginalizing white
I'm saying what was said by this is not about Obi.
Two minutes more. This is not
I'm asking a question. Are you here to make a solution?
Wait, no. Why bed you are done? Why bed you are done with your question?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. I might want you to know about white bed and not this thing. One, this team is lost. If they look for that small smoke where they come out for tea without the code. If they just bring East, P2B, marginalization, just don't say that conversation, they want the real land. Why bed we are sitting on insecurity? I'm not the wait now. No. Why bed? Why bed? You don't say they do this agenda past me. No. You know they do this agenda past me.
Dr. Cross, yes, but wait now. If you don't want now, let me explain now. Dr. Cross,
okay, no. So it's fine. No.
It was due to the fact that if those
these are dirty beds, maybe even white bed.
Okay. Why bed?
If your papa make him, he go die. The day when papa make him, he go die.
Why bed? Wait.
I promise you, your papa doesn't make him. The day when he make him, he go die.
You know the second because they leave white bed. Why bed? They know the win white bed for this night.
Go reach Lagos.
Allow white bed to finish his point now. Allow white bed to finish his point.
No be me. Second because you go come with your people. No be me. You go go die for free. Why you guys give my attention? Now you want to suck my dick. I don't want
Why continue?
People just want to suck my dick.
Suck your own for that side for Kwara.
I know you like me. I know you
suck you well.
So you don't do Dr. Crow. No, he asked a question, and I want to start with it.
He has not. Yeah, before you finish now.
No. He has asked now. Dr. Crow, calm down. I have asked. Why the Chimamanda never said? Please, let's not come and twist it. And I'm not here for us to argue. She gave her reasons, and she said because of the crop of people coming out, she has looked, and this is it. She never pinpointed on his tribe. So let's just leave that one. Now you talked about ports. This is about insecurity, but let's talk about ports. The rest of them. Everybody's asking for fair share of distribution of wealth, or fair share of distribution of government infrastructural development. And this is going to help. You know what is happening on our roads. We are complaining about roads and the rest of them. And as our 2021 study 60 to 70% of the containers that come into Nigeria ends up in the southeast. You follow where the money is. That's where you invest. If they open a port in the southeast tomorrow, I don't know what the data is today. But if you open a port in the southeast for people clamoring for it, it helps. You as the government, you still get your money. But it reduces the pressure on your road, one. Two, it creates opportunity for those places. Lagos cannot sustain Nigeria for too long. Lagos has been there since the 18, blah, blah, blah. It cannot sustain Nigeria for too long. And we are seeing it play out now. A lot of our brothers from the southwest, if you complain, they will say, do this. It is only Lagos. If you leave Lagos, and maybe you're good at feeding off that attraction from Lagos, can you call comfortably any state that can match any state in the south, south, and southeast? In the southwest? No. And this is what has blinded these conversations around port. And I don't want us to go into that conversation. But we're just talking about, let us get this thing, so places can open, things can begin to happen everywhere. 20 million people cannot keep, or 25 million people cannot keep staying in Lagos. They don't even have the landmass to contain those people. So unfortunately, our reality today, it is where the business is sitting. And definitely, people are going after what will get into their tummy. And if Lagos is going to give it to them, thank God, they're all citizens of Nigeria. They are free to do businesses everywhere. And that's why when this conversation comes, they say, give us those structural developments everywhere around Nigeria and see how Lagos is going to look like. People are definitely going to leave those places too and move and start fixing their life everywhere. It used to be Lagos and Kano. But Kano lost it because they could not keep that commerce distance. Before those days, when you wake up, if now your people go Kano and Lagos they did. But Kano has lost that thing. Guess what? Because they've not been futuristic about purpose. Coupled with what is the rubbish that is happening. And I speak to you, are you aware that kids in the north, in Kano, they're sitting at home because they're doing Ramadan? They're at home. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? And the federal government keep quiet. Why can't they call the state government to say no? Your religion in your free to practice. We have people who are not Christians in your state. Can they go to school? But these are in Kano today, are sitting at home till Ramadan finishes and they go. What kind of thing is that?
Charlie, why are you speaking like this? Why? You are disappointing me now. You are educated.
No, now wait, now, but now,
this
is
a federal system. It's a federal system we are practicing. So do you want him to act as a dictator?
It's not dictatorship. No, it's not dictatorship. There are things that should be things. There are things that the federal government should control that the state government must abide to. And that is freedom of worship and movement. It is in my constitution. But it's not because you're practicing some level of religion, you're telling me to sit down at home for 1 month.
Do you know that 12 state do Sharia in Nigeria?
No.
12 state practice Sharia.
I'm not, like I said, I don't want us to go deep. I'm just telling you what dictatorship is. The dictatorship is the Kano state government that is doing it. It is the Kano state government that is doing it. It is not the federal government. But guess what? Because the federal government is an accomplice and because they don't care about people. And you say, is it one state out of 36 states? Your lives are impacted in that one state. The same way, the same way white girl is asking about the region. But what is happening in those regions is affecting me. So I won't come out and support because they gave me power. That's what I'm trying to make him understand. Most times when we speak about this insecurity, before this insecurity started, or before the madness of this insecurity started, when this insecurity madness started, who were those who did places and talking about it? It's people from the southwest, it's people from the southeast, it's people from the south. When it was only in the north. Oh, sorry, when it was only in the north, when it was only in the northwest. You never even apart from the one we begin in Benue. It was people from these three regions that were coming because they knew this madness was going to feed off.
Charlie, please, if you don't mind, round up in 2 minutes.
No problem. When you round up, let's add to 20% accommodation, please, as you're rounding up.
Okay. Add what?
Add 20%. What do you think? What direction do you think? What should we go?
Dr. Croc, leave this one. Ima, when insecurity started in Nigeria and the madness, it was not as popular as this. But who were those that were shouting? Just people from the southwest, people from the southeast, people from the south, because we know these things will spread. We knew this thing, when the fire starts catching, if you don't burn down, they move. And look at where we are today. Look at where we are today. And guess what? We've been bringing in government that have kept us in this perpetual conversation. Your president is going to London to get a handshake from this thing. No word, no comment. No word, no comment. But when it's Israel or Iran, all of them are putting up comments and say, we do this and we do that. No word, no comment. Even from the rabble rousers of this government. Are the lives of those in Borno not worthy of it? And you're telling me to give these people a chance because he brought port or he brought education. Who will go to that school? Who will use those ports? Who will use them? Are they not human? But like we keep saying, you can be partisan, you can be psychophant, you can be a psychophant. But when you start turning towards human life, then it becomes evil. It becomes evil. And like I said, Burj Khalifa can be built in Nigeria, I don't care. Twin Towers can be built anywhere in Nigeria, I do not care. We can have a glossy road, I do not care. But I want to wake up at 3 a.m. and I'll tell him I jump into the car, let us drive to Kano because I want to see somebody and I'll go there in peace and come back. If you can achieve that, that alone will give people confidence to come into your nation. And this, now we're talking about the MOU, and we're running around about the MOU being signed about 78 billion. Because in that the same space, and somebody said it's not coming to the north. Why? They said because we know what is happening in the north. Even if we knew all those things were bobo. Security is the number one indicator of economic and foreign direct investment or any investment anywhere in the world. When people are sure that they can bring in their thing and they are safe to run business, then other economic policies or business policies and business laws. But number one, it is security. And we are losing it. We are coming here to say, give him a chance. You build all the hosts, but I'm dying every day. And I will end with this, guys. This is not about here coming us to play politics. This is calling it what it is. It is not about us opening a place because one gets shouted. Others are dying. Farms are being raided and women are being raped. No, we didn't hear voices coming out. But the young girl came out to speak about the challenges she's facing, and everybody started holding the commissioner of this thing to ransom. This is the kind of country we have. When do we start losing priorities in conversation that will shape the life of Nigeria? Don't be everything be politics. If we come politics, we go do it. When it comes to sitting on national interest, that will benefit both opposition and those in power. Let us speak one voice. If we drag Tinubu finish for security and he gets it right, then we can go back to start voting. Oh, it is Tinubu no, Atiku no, or Tinubu no. Please. Now, Nigerian people dying in Nigeria is a normal conventional news. We hear it and we throw away our faces. Like we have started embedding death as a way of living in the country. That's it happens, and somebody will tell you at least only 100 people die. Nobody did that. This is how instant unknown we have become to the life of people. But he who goes to fetch an anti-infested firewood did not complain when he cannot come here out. Should never complain. And that's what we are doing. Thank you.
Amy, I'll go after.
I'm Chinonso. Go ahead now.
Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Chinonso, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Emia, and then everybody on this space. I greet you, the host and the co-host as well, all of you guys. What I have no I don't have little to respond to, but I've been saying that when you call them, notice saying you guys are always championing good governance, good governance. I keep on telling people that good governance is subjective. What you define as good governance is what another person defines differently as good governance. If someone is telling you that building a school certain place is what will make him to vote, for a president or a candidate. You have to respect that person's choice, whether you like it or not. And that's the truth. So at least let us now start opening our eyes clearly to the realities that you cannot just come and just throw it out there. Oh, I'm voting for this person for good governance. You have to start defining this thing down to specifics and how it relates to different people across different localities. That is what you got. And I've seen someone that came up here, starting good governance, and you won't say that the president released what's that person's name again? Who will vote for the president? Someone came and said it.
Other people want Islam, they want Muslim as good governance.
Okay. Exactly. Everybody have their own list. You cannot blame people for their choices. It's democracy. You cannot enforce your own good governance. And that's why I always tell us to just stay humble. Stay humble as people and start seeing the realities it is. Once you go to a certain community, you have to tell them what they want to hear according to their needs and wants as a people.
Who is speaking? Let me follow you. Who is speaking? Let me follow you. Who is speaking? Let me give you a phone, please. Who is that?
The Chino, so but please, can you hold on and be done?
Chino.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, please. This is what I've been saying. Let me follow you.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, let me just be done. And thank you very much. Okay, yeah, thank you for that. So that's just the basic. But the only thing the only thing I agree with you is that when you spoke about what's not this guy? No, Ribadu that Tinubu fondly calls down Fulani. That's what he calls no Ribadu down Fulani. If you go and check, whenever he sees Ribadu, he always calls him down Fulani. So the only thing I agree with you is probably we know that the NSA is the one that negotiates with terrorists. And then for a president to appoint that kind of person to be, we know that the NSA is among the most influential appointment in any presidential cabinet because he works directly in the office of the president. That's how it's supposed to be. It's almost like the gatekeeper. Maybe after the chief of staff, in terms of security, is one that actually the president actually sees him almost on a daily basis. I'm sure he gives the president daily briefings about national security every day, probably every morning. And then if somebody like that, is being appointed and his policies about negotiating with these terrorists, and I'm sure you don't like the NSA. And then it gets me to start questioning, like, why should you have a president whereby his security policies differs, whereby NSA will be saying one thing and then his Minister of Defense will be saying on that thing. Just so that we have a president that doesn't understand the way this policy works, whereby you have to get people on the same framework in terms of
I'm not happy just like you with the president and the NSA either when it comes to it. Why do you think the president picked Ribadu in this position? Why do you think
the problem is that you have an incompetent president? I keep on saying that NSA is not something you pick.
It's beyond incompetence. There is a motive behind why NSA, this particular Nuhu Ribadu was appointed. Something that you are not seeing. Me, I grew up in Ariwa, and I can tell you why he picked him in this government. Well, go ahead.
Okay. To me, why I consider incompetence is that the NSA should be more of a technical appointment. It shouldn't be handed over to someone that only have a political affinity and interest. We know that Ribadu has contested for presidency before in 2007 under the ACN. I don't think such people should be there because in a way, their decision making would actually be eroded with their political interest as well. So if you go and check across many countries, most people pick the NS. You can pick your ministers or politicians. I have no issues with that. When it comes to things like national security advisor, you should look for somebody that is, full-blooded strategist in that security aspect, and you pick. Probably when the person has finished his NSA job and he wants to vie for political office, like we see with this other Gusau. Gusau was the strongest and most influential intelligence officer right now. And he has been NSA to lots of presidents. But when he was there, he was more technical. Maybe after he left there, he started vying for the presidency. So why should you then be picking someone that you know that size is still in politics? And that's why you notice all this big having with 5, with Padu, and this kind of stuff. Because Their eyes are scared of the politics of the future. And the president should not make that mistake. You should make sure that your NSA's eyes is on the ball and not is like give you the right advice before it's of politics. So that's only my issue with that aspect of them. I don't see why we should support someone like that, because it shows that the president doesn't have a clear-cut direction in terms of how his security policy. If a president is out there to say that I don't negotiate with bandits, everybody has to fall in line. Whether it's NSA, Minister of Defense, all of them, they have to fall in line. They have their own personal opinion. It's okay for normally a national security meeting, everybody will come with diverse opinion. Because to me, I always believe that if everybody are saying the same thing, only one person is doing the thing, even people also agrees with that. But in the end, once they notice that the president has a stance on certain security framework, automatically everybody has to fall in line. So nobody should be going against it. That's great line. Everybody has to fall in line. So for a president to just stay back and watch his NSA do this thing, and ensure that there's no harmonization, there's no synergy in the security. So that's my own issue with the whole this. But aside that, governance is subjective. You cannot tell people how to on their views on why they pick certain politicians and so on. And that's why I always say we need to humble ourselves. So start seeing these realities. So when you see anybody coming up to this person going to give you good governance, his own definition of good governance might be bullshit to me. Because me, I have my own definition of what I want as a person. And that is why if you go to even other foreign countries, you see that they tailor their speeches according to different demographics. Somebody might just say that, look, I even want gay rights. That's what I want my president. I want someone that will be fair to gays or something like that. Someone else said, I want someone that is pro-choice as a presidential candidate. Anybody. And then when they do all these things, they put these issues on the ground. That's people, what issues affects you? Some say it's the economy. Some say it's national security. Some say it's social issues. Some say it's social. Some say it's religious. So we should know that human beings are unique and we're all diverse in very, very special ways. And we should also respect people's opinion as regards this. So that is just basically what I want to say. Thank you very much. I really mean. Thank you.
Thank you, Chino. So, Kenny, are you ready to speak now? Kenny? Okay, Arinze.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I don't want to overflow the issue now. I think a lot of you have spoken on this issue for a very long time now. So let me just go straight to my submission. Well, my idea in terms of what is it called, this insecurity problem, because I listened to some previous speakers. In as much as I don't want to impose my ideology or whatever I have as somebody from the east, from the southeast, and the rest of the country, well, I want to draw some analogies. I really think, this is my personal opinion, I really think that if the northeast and the northwest, if they really want to come out against this insecurity without playing to the gallery, without playing politics, talking of both the and the masses, the ball is in their court. I'll give you an example. In the east, when we started our agitations for separation from the Nigerian state, I lived one, and then it unintentionally, I said unintentionally because at least I followed what was going on. It spiraled into criminality, kidnappings, murdering, terrorism. Villages were sacked, communities were sacked, all traditional institutions were taken over by criminals in the guise of still fighting for whatever
stuff like that. The whole people, most of us came out strongly against our governors, our elites, the masses, the ordinary people on the streets. We came out strongly against it. This is not me tooting our horns, but I mean, if you come to the East now, it's relatively safer than what it used to be some couple of years back. It got to the extent that a lot of people didn't mind putting Nnamdi Kanu under the bus because a lot of people in the East were desperate for relative peace that we once enjoyed. And this, my submission, I'm going to dovetail into what the last speaker just said. In terms of what people want, good governance being subjective, there are acceptable standards all over the world of what good governance entails. The minimum is what Nigeria usually asks for. Security of lives, property, power, what is it called? Basic amenities like food. There's nothing else Nigerians are asking for. I'm not asking you to pay to what is it called? To give free hospital, free healthcare to everybody, like we see in other countries. We're not even asking for free education. Schools work very well. Let the hospitals be well equipped, doctors be paid. Let the civil servants be well paid. Let the police be taken care of. Let the roads be well built. Let the railroads work. You know, open up the economy. These are basic things. It is not subjective. We all want the basics to work in this country. And unfortunately, if somebody somewhere feels that for him good governance is let my person be there, that doesn't mean it's an acceptable alibi, an acceptable objective for good governance. You also mentioned in other countries, let's say the United States, for example, polls are usually taken during elections. In as much as some people want LGBTQ rights, some people want abortion rights. But if you discover when these polls are taken, people always vote for the candidate that they feel will take care of the economy and will take care of immigration. These are the highest polling factors that affect voters, even in developed countries. So when we say good governance is subjective, everybody all over the world, all humans all around the world, we kind of want the same thing. If it starts affecting the pockets, if it starts affecting your standard of living, every other thing becomes secondary or even tertiary. It comes very last. Now, what is the solution to Nigeria's problem? Or what do I think should be done? We have to jettison our, how will I put it now, our biases. Let us go for something that will benefit everybody. For some people now in the opposition, they feel like if my candidate wins, whether he's the best or not the best, at least I'll be close to power. And I have seen people make that kind of argument. And then why do you think is, if you have that kind of mindset just to get power, why should I join you in condemning those in power already when the power doesn't benefit the most majority of Nigeria? Because those in the APC can also make that argument that, I mean, want my guy to continue till 2031 because we are in the corridors of power. We are the ruling party. And we should go above this kind of politics. Unfortunately, the like, might still otherwise that okay, this might not be what is obtainable currently in Nigeria. But I mean, how long are we going to continue this vicious circle of okay, we realign together, and then the rest of the country, nobody is happy. The next election, okay, we'll hang on those sentiments and realign again to new power. And then the mess, the country keeps getting messier and messier and messier. And all we are talking about is how to win the next election and how to realign to make sure the power is concentrated within this particular demographic. So, in conclusion, I just want to find that, please, a good number of us here are young people. Let us not get carried away by politics of hope. This kind of politics that we think is working, give it 10, 20 years, it won't even get up to that. It will fizzle out. Let's be the drivers of the new school of politics, where solution provision is of the agenda. We are thinking of how to be taken seriously in the Committee of Nations, other than just, every 4 years we are realigning to grab power and then the rest of the country can go to hell. Thank you.
Thank you, Arinze.
I'm here now, yeah.
Okay, yeah, can you go ahead?
Yeah, thank you so much, yeah. What I picked up my when one day was Dr. Croc that was talking. He's not here anymore, and I don't want to, I don't think he's still here. I heard from him, he admitted that he's not supporting Tinubu because he's doing well. That's according to his word. And he also admitted when I asked him to kill his stopped in his region, he said no. Has it decreased? He said no. So that's what led me to come to the conclusion that I feel like it's a more kind of a revenge kind of support, that he's supporting him to make sure that he kills other Nigerians just the way his region has been killed over the years, so that everybody will get a share of the killing. That's kind of what I concluded with, I never paid much attention to him in other spaces, but just on this space, just paying a little bit of attention to him, I could just conclude this kind of a vengeance kind of support, so that every Nigerian will get a share of the killing. I think that's where it's coming from. Two, he was talking about the not having 3 wives, having multiple kids, how is it contributes to the problem. And I wanted to remind us that there's a country also called Myanmar. Myanmar is a horrible country. They have a very small population. So, in my opinion, the population or marrying of having a multiple wife is not a problem if you have a good leader that can make use of those population uh, and make Nigeria a production hub in Africa. So good leaders can actually turn uh, um, enough a population to a good use for production. But when you have a bad leader, whether you have a small population or big population, there will always be a mess because good is not a good leader. And then in the part of that the president cannot solve our problem. or the government cannot solve all our those problems of insecurity. It's a lie too. I say it's a lie because if you really want to understand the absolute power of a president, you come to Nigeria. You come to Nigeria. A president that has consolidated how many 31 governors to his party. A president that goes to the House of Assembly and they are thinking on his mandate. That is an absolute power. A government that wields his power even with the court. He does literally whatever he wants. So he has the power. He has 100% power to stop insecurity if he chooses to. But he chose not to. Tinubu chose to be killing Nigeria. It's like that simple for me. Speaking a long grammar around it is a waste of my time. He chose to be killing Nigerians. He doesn't want to stop it. And I will give you an instance where a president did it. Nigeria is not as bad. Like the criminals that is committing all this crime in Nigeria, they are not worse like the ones in. They are not as bad as the ones in Mexico or El Salvador. They are not. A guy came in El Salvador, and he decides to clean up El Salvador, and he cleaned El Salvador up. Today in El Salvador, even if you drop a coin, you will come back and pick it up. If you drop a pin in El Salvador, you go back and pick whatever. You can leave your car on the streets of El Salvador and go your way, come back and pick up your car. Don't even go too far. Go to Benin Republic, our neighborhood, just our neighbor. In Benin Republic today, you can park your car and unlock it, and you go back and pick up your car. If your money is dropped on the ground, you literally go back and pick it up just in Benin, our next door neighbor. So, president has the power to stop insecurity, especially a country like Nigeria, where a president can claim an absolute power, or like the country that I mentioned in Benin, where the president has almost absolute power. They stopped insecurity. So when Tinubu chose not to, he decided to be killing Nigeria. There's no other way. He's blaming it, or is the Muslim stuff, or is having a multiple child, or is having multiple wives, or whatever that is. We can blame all we want to blame. For me, it's very simple. The president is the killer in chief of Nigerians. He has the power to stop it. He chose not to stop it for political reason, or for whatever reason that made him not to. I don't know. But for me, it's simple. The president chose to be a killer of Nigerians. It's like that simple. So let's his multiple child is it doesn't make no sense because we all watched. Sorry for repeating myself, but we all watched El Salvador. El Salvador was a decay, a complete decay. A guy came in, he just wanted to deliver his people, and he did what he did, and that place was completely cleaned up from insecurity, completely cleaned up, completely. So this excuse of making excuse of the president, blame your governor, blame your local government chairman, your councillor, blame your mother, blame everything, but do not blame the person that ran the election and say, I know how to do it better, I know how to clean up the country. And then when they got into power, they became even way more of a killer than their predecessor. That's what we see in Nigeria today. So it's like that simple to me. So if a Dr. Crook supports Tinubu, that means he supports him to kill more Nigerians. It's like that simple. My thing is, whatever you support, claim it with your bold chest. Do not go through the corners. Be bold and say, I support this. I support this evil. I know this guy is killing Nigerians, but I chose to support him because my people have been killed over the years. I just want other Nigerians to have a share of those killings too. That's where I see what I understand with his position. But in terms of Tinubu, he has the power to do it. He chose not to. Thank you so much, Emir. I yield the mic here.
Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Kenny. Polonium, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I greet everyone in space. I was here when Dr. Crook was giving his submission and the feedback and the back and forth that was going on. I think it's my opinion that what we should have done was to listen to him, articulate the concerns that he raised, because in a lot of the things he said, especially for maybe a group of politicians who are trying to come in to take power. I think what most of the things he said, he articulated some of the issues that is facing this current administration and will face any incoming administration. I thought that what would have rather done was, listen to the issues that he raised, and as Nigerians profile solutions rather than attack his choice. Because at the end of the day,
he's everywhere. He's like everywhere.
Please, I beg you. You spoke and nobody interrupted you. So his choice. I mean, when he was making that submission, I was going to ask him. I said, okay, that's fine. You've articulated the problems, but you are still you gave Tinubu 0 for security and other things that he talked about, but you still decide to support him. My question was going to be why, until he articulated some reasons why him and his people are supporting Tinubu. It hasn't gone down well with a lot of people, but that's his posture. And in what this made me do is to take a reflexive look at my own situation. Why am I bringing this up? Everybody knows, the people who have known me know where I stand. But as we speak, my own state, my entire state is now under the APC. And these are not just the state structure, these are allies, our friends, our family members who have now been compelled to migrate to the APC because of the governor's decision. So in the last elections, people who did not vote the APC are now all in the APC. Yes, I have a couple of people who have said we're not joining. They have fallen out of favor of the government. And also, to bring it home, my own direct constituency, the Senate President is my direct constituency. As much as he is hated by a lot of Nigerians, and sometimes rightly so for the decisions that he's making, he is delivering to his constituency. Honestly, he's ticking off the boxes that locally our people need. Hospitals, roads, infrastructure, support, everything locally. So I understand clearly where Dr. Crux is coming from, because now you are torn between this thinking, do I sacrifice my own personal success, the gains, political gains of my people for the global national gain, which is what most of us on this page actually are looking for. It's not a good place, to be honest. It's a challenging place. I mean, and Dr. Cox, one of those he's not here, one of those people who have probably had the boldness to come up on a public space and say it as it is. It's unfortunate. So rather than attack him, let us look at the issues that he has raised, because the same issues, and for me, right, it was a perspective that I've not heard before, because the same issues are going to confront the next administration, and rightly so. Some of the pointers that he raised were how to deal with the Amajiri system in the north, and a lot of the background issues that is fueling insecurity. Nobody can fault him for those suggestions that he has put his individual position in continuing to support the administration is personal to him. He made his point, and that's what Nigerians who are hoping, that we'll be able to bring in the next administration should be focusing on those key things that he raised. How do we really? I'm happy that within one of those suggestions, it aligned with some of the things that my principal has said. How he's going to be dealing with insecurity when he becomes the president. So his own model of the non-kinetic means or strategy, aligned with some of the things that he was saying. I thought that would be something of more interest to us, as patriotic Nigerians and as people who are hoping to form the next government, to be able to zero in on those suggestions, leave the messenger and face the message. I thank you, Adios.
Sorry, Polonium. I want to ask you a question. Thanks for the view. I think what you did was just kind of select what you wanted to talk about what Dr. Brock said. You said something when he becomes the president, that's your principle. But he came here and said it is not a government conversation. It is the institution's conversation to deal with this issue. And that's where I disagree. Do you still think, in everything he said, he kept saying, and he keeps saying, stop on the seat of the government. Now, government will talk how they want to drive this motor for people with their passengers. And he said, no, leave it to the religious leader in terms of like they're giving birth to numerous kids that the country cannot help. And he said, leave it to religious leader, the sultan. Do you still agree that he's sitting with those people to start getting this correction? Or the buck stops at the table of the government? That's what I want to hear.
The solution to that, I think he's right. This is why, right? The message can and will be clearly understood if it is coming from that source. Don't forget that this man is living his whole life. He has spent it in this community, so he understands the problem more than you and I think. So I would think that suggestion is a good one, because when you're speaking to people who religion is paramount, they will need, let me just put it this way, paraphrase, they will need to hear from God. Now, what the president will do, the position of the president, is to mount the pressure on that God to deliver his message.
So sorry, Polonium. So if the president can mount, who steers that direction? You are not getting it.
It is the president.
The way it is today. No, I mean the government. No, leave the president now. Let's make it a conversation. It is the government, so you have agreed that it is the government that will steer that conversation. Polonium, I can make you responsible for a tax, but the accountability still sits with me. So at the end of the day, let us say who it is, who is the owner of tax, which is the government.
The government
can wake up to say, no, that's what I'm saying. The government has failed. No matter how you pass your conversation, no matter how you carry out the tax, no matter how you delegate it, the question I ask again, who is the owner? Somebody must be the owner of this tax.
I don't understand why you're discussing. It's the government. The problem we have today is leadership. Somebody who should put his foot down to get these policies out there has failed. The person, as we speak, is on his way to London.
That's what we're saying. That's not what Dr. Croc was trying to say. That was where we were. Nobody attacked him for his own opinion. No, nobody did. I did not. I don't know who attacked. I was trying to tell him to understand, because he was trying to absolve the government from this issue. He said this is beyond government. And I said no.
No, of course it's not everything that he said I will agree with, right? My focus was the solutions, the problems that he illustrated and the solutions that he brought. That's important for me because if I were to advise my principal, those are the conversations I'll be putting in front of him. How to deal with this issue permanently. And the man gave credible suggestions. We just have a leadership problem in Nigeria. The solution to this problem is facing us. It's facing us. If somebody like Dr. Croc can come up here and put out an idea like this, you cannot tell me that the people who are being paid millions of our hard-earned tax money do not have these ideas. They just have to do that. Who does not want to do it?
Any idea? I don't know what they're talking about.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it.
You said he had supported Bola even before Bola appointed Musa. Now
he's entitled to his opinion. I'm not here to discuss
his
opinion.
opinion.
Saying we should have listened to him to know the reason why we listened to him.
It's equally my opinion. It's equally my opinion. And I chose to listen to
the university for them in Southern Kaduna. Tinubu appointed Musa. Tinubu appointed INEC. The reasons why some of his people are. But for him, he already supported Tinubu. Wait.
Do you understand how the policies of Nigeria is played? And Dr. Croc, right, represents millions of Nigerians. If let us, like I said,
only Dr. Croc represent to
look beyond. Thank you.
No. Sorry. Dexy. Let's not run over Polonium. Said something. Saying it is the man's choice, and that is right. Let's not take away that right, please. Let us. You don't stop.
Listen.
Let us.
I'm not saying anybody cannot have it. When somebody says something that doesn't make sense, we can say this doesn't make sense. We are not taking away.
Yeah. We've called it out about the
doesn't make sense. Polonium has not told you nothing. It doesn't make sense. It does not mean it does not make sense on another person. Now, let me and I'll go away. Dr. Croc represents millions of Nigerians. Why do I say so? There are people in Nigeria who
represent. I don't know why you say represent millions. So
please, if you have nothing meaningful to contribute to the conversation, just hear me out, please. You know,
you are not saying, you are not making sense in what you're saying now. Why will you say every
you don't have the
of Nigeria
to understand what I'm saying? So see this for now, okay? Just
Who
relax.
is the ability?
You don't have the please. I know I'm
What's
not
my understanding in what you're saying?
You don't have the ability to understand. I can speak to my mutual, so please leave them out. So please, right? There are millions of Nigerians, first of all, who, number one, believe that, okay, take for example, the people who went out to go and collect whatever they were collecting. There are people who believe that no matter what, elections in Nigeria cannot be free and fair. And so therefore, the situation in Nigeria, the best thing for you to do is for you to take what is offered to you, and that is it. Well, we see it every day on the street. There are millions of Nigerians like that. Dr. Croc is just one of those people who's intellectual amongst them, who believes that, listen, okay, this man has given me several appointments. This man has given me that. Let me use myself, for example. Akpabio is not liked in Nigeria, but he's a Senate president from my own constituency. Can you see what I'm saying? Why would I want another person to sit on that seat? Because from being my Senate, being my own direct control, please let me. I go thank you for that. I'm off.
Spoken for more than 30 minutes. Anyway, the thing is very.
You can have the space now. Thank you.
Around us, he's not interrupting. He needs to make his point. Please allow him to make his point appropriately. Let's not interrupt one another. So if he needs to make his point, let him make his point, and then you can counter him. I think you'll be here long enough, so you are free to counter him.
Thank you, man. So there are millions of Nigerians who believe that, listen, The only thing that we can get from this government is an appointment or whatever they give to us. So if for us to continue to have those goodies of the national cake, let us continue to support millions of Nigerians and are doing so. They are doing so. Is it right to you? No, it's not right. From their own perspective, is it right? It is right. Because that's the only way they can be a part of the national cake, which is what Dr. Crock represents. You can call him all names for his posture or not, that's you. And I've used myself as an example. The Senate president is my own direct senator, and he's delivering for this constituency. Do I want him to leave that seat under the way Nigeria is? Believe you me. My answer is no.
So you don't condemn wrong
Do I want
because you
a
feel
better
it's
country?
someone else's opinion.
Oh, jeez. Do I want a better country? Yes, of course I do. But which one will come first is the question. And that's what Dr. Crow was saying. Dr. Crow said, okay, he's from Southern Kaduna. Based on their realities there, this and this has been given to them. And because they want that patronage, they want that few or that little piece of the national cake, they want to continue to support this man. And who are you to go and tell them that they cannot? Is the question. So let me conclude. I'll say that is the place where a lot of Nigerians are facing right now. And I understand clearly because I'm also in the same situation. So I'm not going to, rather, I will listen. And if I want to be a part of the next government, I will take the ideas, I will take the solutions, and I'm hoping I'll be able to offer that as a contribution to my own people to be able to change things. But for now, my brother, that national cake is coming to my people, to my constituency. I'm grateful for it. Thank you.
Can I say something? You see, people are have their opinion. And nobody here is going to shouldn't say, I've always said yes. But when somebody says something, it's okay to say, well, you have your right to your opinion, but this is stupid. And so this guy said, I will rank Tinubu 0 when it comes to security. He has done absolutely nothing, and we do absolutely nothing to secure my people. He said it. So now Tinubu built a school for him in Southern Kaduna. Maybe his ghost or the ghost of people like him who support such position will be the ones to go to the school. Now, as I said again, does he have the right to have stupid opinion? Yes, he has the right. But is this opinion stupid? This opinion is imbecile, not just stupid. But of course, he has the right to have that. Right? So, and keep mentioning Akpabio. No, you can support Akpabio with your food chest. Who cares? Right? Like, nobody is buying gasoline cheaper or like, Nigeria is happening to everybody. So, nobody, thank all this speech in done pass. Akpabio makes stupid because he's a rubber stamp senator. So, whatever stupid policies Tinubu makes him to rubber stamp, all of us will feel the brunt. My state was in APC way back. That does not mean I had to support it. Just like, please, if nobody convinced anybody, if you're looking for any reason, you already have your say because your state now just APC, family and friends are in a blah blah blah. APC they APC was already here in 2015, and some of us came from states that were APC states even in 2015, right? So, in summary, it's very simple. We asked the guy, we listened very well to know the reason why he supported him. He thinks Tinubu is okay. And he said for him, he already supported him even before Tinubu started making these moves. So I was here, I have been here for a long time. So for him, it's not even about the schools or whatever. It's not even about Muslim. Like he has supported him as a Muslim ticket. So, but I think I'm going to lean in on what Kenny said. Maybe for this guy, he wants everybody to be killed as well, because we know the government of this of Bola Tinubu, they are paying terrorists. They are contacting terrorists, right? And so for somebody who's claiming, oh, there is recent genocide, and you're supporting the same government that came out to deny that there is a Christian genocide, the same government that came out to deflect the whole thing and say, no, it is IPOB that is making Christian, that is making claim of Christian genocide. That is, it is one America from a screwdriver seller that is making claim of Christian or direct wealth. And then you are a Christian from northern Nigeria. How do you marry such nonsense? It is stupid. It is stupid. But of course, people do stupid things. People wake up, shoot people, rape people, do all manner of nonsense. It like we are not going to say, oh, people do stupid things. I'm not going to stand here and pretend to you that just because people have a right to act or say things or do certain things that whatever they say, and we are going to, understand that and clap for it. No, stupidity exists, and sometimes stupidity can be amazing, because if you look at the numbers, even the Buhari they hated so much, the number of people, Christians, killed under Buhari is even less. So why then do they hate Buhari? Because it's Fulani? In that case, then we have to ask, then it's a tribal problem. But if it's about being killed, more Christians have been killed in the north under the incompetent than anybody else. But again, everybody has the right to support whatever they support. We're just going to say, support this nonsense with the futures, so that we can say to you, you are a fool and you are foolish for supporting this. That's just it. Right? Thank you.
Thank you, Lexi. Chukwuebuka, please go ahead, and then OJ. Oza, are you there? Okay, Oza is not there. OJ, please go ahead.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I just wanted to continue from where Whitebird Polonius stopped. And you see, sometimes all of us know exactly what we are doing in this country, because I've heard people countless times on space tells you that them going into 2027 election will on regional interest. They made it clear that don't tell me about governance. They made it clear. And even when people like Kenya are telling you no, that I will support people based on the competence, they tell them, shut up. Don't say that. I don't support who will win election. We need to be at the center. We cannot. We are nominating people as a presidential candidate. We just want to be at the villa. People without opinion we now come here and tell Dr. Croc, shut up. Why should you pick the interest of your region, what you feel is better for people over good governance? So it's not fair. And whenever I go to their spaces and then see them telling you that that we just have to win. And for example, you now accuse me of supporting APC or supporting Tinubu because of the killings that is going on across the country. But you are also telling me that your candidate is Atiku. because you want vice president, somebody that deleted the tweet of Deborah's death. So are you telling Dr. Krop that somebody that his tweet will protect him better than Tinubu? So we can't let's be consistent. That's the point I'm trying to make, right? We should not be here and there. Did you want good governance, or you want to play with the? And whenever I listen to them on Spaces, when they push this their agenda, like comment, I'll just laugh because the game they want to play, na APC, na their area of specialty. I'll just laugh at them whenever they push this narrative because they are indirectly campaigning for APC without them knowing, right? But let's see how things unfold. I'm happy that his statement was clear, and I also listened to as we move forward into all of us will learn this politics together. And Shonga, I must give you your credit because whenever you're giving opinion, you seem to understand it. Close to you. But those who want to learn, in 2027, all of us will learn this game together. Thank you.
Wow. Nigeria. Okay.
Charlie.
No, Kenny. Kenny, what did they pay me? Yeah, you know what did they pay me? Somebody tell you, say, I want to be the GCFR of a nation. And it's the same people that are coming out to make it for them. And to tell you how we think, most times I always tell us, let us bring our issues, our challenges to smaller units. Just imagine if it was a small company and you need to employ somebody, and the person comes and keeps telling you, oh, it was what they did and it did 10 years ago and making me not prosper, or it has been years since I came, or come out to tell you, oh, people are listen. I get one of my brother will and he said people infiltrated your government. And when you hear things like this, there are problems. Yeah, and that's why we have problem and solving techniques, or problem finding tools. You keep asking why, how, who, when. Now terrorists are asking you to buy for them, buy this for them. Somebody came and told us if you watch the podcast, the guy said in Zamfara, girls are doing hookups for bandits or terrorists in Zamfara. First thing, or if the first approach in solving a problem, it is what follow the problem. In terrorism, it is follow the money. Something is fueling it. You need to find a way to cut that off. You need to find a place to cut that source. And what do you do again? You find a way to contain it so it doesn't spread. If you look at how the HIV virus attacks the T cells, the antiretroviral drugs might not take it away, but you know, we find a way to lock it in, to compress it, to keep it in one place. It doesn't expand. Then you find a way to take it out. But what we do here is to come and say policies given, money being thrown into security. But guess what? More people are dying. I'm not here to condemn anybody's choice. But you cannot come and look at me in the face to tell me that people are dying. I am dying. And you're telling me it is fine as long as schools are, like I said, there are basics. There are basics. Kenny, most times you struggle to bring in some of these Senate lines. The reason why these nationalists fight on politics, Kenny, the reason why they struggle on politics of, oh, this person did not do well, this person did well, this person raised the economy by +2. And you know why? Because at least to 90, no system is perfect, but a very strong degree, the basic principle on which life should survive and makes life look normal have been taken care of. That's the basics. Security, health, employment, welfare, to a very large extent. Those things have been taken care of. Polonium for UK Parliament, you know what they argue most times? Immigration and what? Iran war or Ukraine war. And once in a while, energy capping price, food capping, they hardly talk about food in themselves because the government knows when to come in and arrest something. So when you see them fighting about politics, is oh, you allowed Polonium and all his brothers to come. Fiam! Oh, you allow them to go. Fiam! No, we'll give to us. It doesn't make any business sense. And you do know what we're arguing in Nigeria? Why should 10 people die and somebody saying it's fine? They're still working and they're trying. They're still working and they're trying. That's what we are arguing in 2026. And it's our reality. So I don't want you to be delusional about those. About those things. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. I don't want to be arguing about those ones. But the most important thing, like I said, the little ones. That's why some people do not care. When we come here, guess what? Polonia, people died in Borno. The Senate should advise us. If you see the line that they lined up and they were waving bye bye to jump into a private jet and go. And do you know the shocking thing about this information? Maybe when the thing dies down and you hear that they got information that this will happen. But as a country, what will happen? We move on. Please, I am not here. That's my own. I don't know who is coming for people's opinion.
You know that America had already released information that there was going to be a bomb blast in Nigeria.
If you go, no. If you go, oh yeah, if you go make my decision.
So the information was already out. It was already out.
So what are we saying?
No, you don't.
You saw the podcast.
We have a leadership problem. We have a leadership. We have a leader that does not care. Why? Even after Trump tweeted yesterday, why are you still going to the UK? As we speak, that plane is on the way to the UK now.
So they said what that Trump tweet was AI generated.
But Lenin, you're still the one now that say you agree with Dr. Cross that having more babies and multiple wives is our problem. But you also sit down here now and report that even when Nigeria knew there was going to be a bomb and they didn't do nothing, and when people are losing their life and they will say, oh, he's having multiple wives, multiple this. I don't get it. It just kills me when we can't have one. And this is, I'm sorry. This is why we are having problems. This person
I was going to say that you're bigger than this, but clearly.
No. Let me come in. This person believes that he's their king. This person believes he's one. Is in Namdekal in one end. Other people believe that is their governor. The other people will say is their local government chairman. We get completely confused. Some people will even blame their mother, their parents, of everything. Instead of, and this has been my advocacy, centralize this. Government You are the problem. The buck stops in your desk, and you're not taking your responsibility. If we could gather, and that's me. That's me. That's what I advocate for all the time. If we gather all our energy, Charlie P, you will be my witness. I've been screaming this throughout the year. Same thing. If we gather all our energy and hold these people and say, you are the one that's supposed to stop all this, is religion, is multiple wives, stop children, is this, is that, it brings confusion. That's my position, Polenum. And when I hear those things, personally to me, it irritates my ear. Sorry. So that's my belief.
You know,
first of all, I think I'm not going to speak for Dr. Clark. First of all, I never made any mention. What you just said now is not coming from my mouth. And if Dr. Clark did say that there's a need to curb population growth, the reason he said that was that the Ahmadiyya problem is a problem, and rightly so. So if he suggests that the government should look into multiple people having multiple wives and multiple children, I don't understand why that is not a solution, and why, Kenny, you should be talking down on people because of that suggestion. I don't understand. Surely you are sensible enough to understand the premise with which you made that comment. The government. How is the government going to solve the problem when you have a cultural problem? Is that not what he was talking about? Is that not going to be a problem for whoever candidate that you bring tomorrow? If we have a population that continually gives birth to children that they cannot cater for, and then they throw those children into the street, and they become veritable material for terrorists to recruit. Is that not what he was talking about? Is that not a problem? Kenny, please. I came here to have a sensible conversation with Nigerians who have solutions to issues that we're facing as a country.
Because can I speak now? Because I think.
Oh God, this one has come here.
Who be that?
Because can I speak now?
You still hear from me?
Who be that?
Engineer OJ.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. I think I had some network issues. The Polonio guy is just talking trash. I think he doesn't even know it.
OJ, I have listened to Polonio. You may disagree with his submissions, but he has not insulted you. He didn't even call you. He just gave his feedback. Please don't be disrespectful to people. Okay? You can make your submissions. You can refer to the speech, but not to the person, please.
Well, I should make you to understand that I never said polonium is a trash, right? It's talking trash, and I will be able to talk about that. I don't know how that becomes an insult. I think this other disgruntled guy who left the space, I think he called himself Dr. Clark. Well, I actually wanted to come up to ask him some questions. I think he left. Number one, Clark, simply means, something fake. For example, crux of lies. So, these characters who exhibit, their nomenclature, and that you can't take away from them. You see, issues of insecurity is a constitutional issue, and it's very important topic when it comes to the fact that there are loss of human lives. And in as much there are loss of human lives, some idiots should be very careful how they make their stupid submission. And that's my point. Because it's a sensitive discussion that talks about humanity. And if you look at most of them, by their own self-descriptions, they say most of them are co-founders of human rights organizations. And most of them also say, that, they are analysts. Most of them say they are consultants. And they continue from whatnot and back and forth, with these hypocrisies. And this is what I hate. You see, issues about human life
or humanity. It's not a a chess game. It's not a game of sporty bet. These are critical national issues, and the sensitivity of submissions of citizens relative to these conversations are very important and key. We can make reference to the Constitution, which clearly hold government accountable as being responsible for the protections of lives and properties. And basically, by constitutional, explanation, the president stand at, the apex when there are security crises. And when you see me make some statements, I don't just decide to talk about them because I feel like, going after these people is just my calling. Because if you listen to that, disgruntled doctor, I don't know if he's a native doctor, who came, he started from